Alright, I don't know what I'm going to do with this video yet, but I gotta make it because I gotta get it off my chest because I'm going to be real with you and I love you. So here it is. And this is going straight on the topic of abortions, okay? Abortion is murder. It's disgusting. It's evil. You were a disgusting person. I still stand by it. I made a video about it a while ago about how I believe that if you lead a child that's pregnant to an abortion clinic, then you have made that child worse than the man that raped her. That doesn't mean I don't want to just still kill that dude. But you, from a moral aspect, you made her worse because now you turn that soon-to-be mother into a murderer. And you added on to her pain. When she comes to the terms and knowing what she did, now she has to come to terms with being violated, being lied to, and turned into a murderer. Alright? And if you can't understand that killing a fetus is not murder, then you're retarded. If you think it's a woman's right, you're retarded. And don't get me wrong, for the men out there that are sleeping with women, getting them pregnant, you're a piece of shit. But we're living in this day and age of feminist bullshit of equality crap that's leading women astray. And men are just allowing it. I've got a problem with that. Abortion is not health care. You're disgusting if you think it's so. And if you think abortion is a woman's right, you're retarded even more. Like, there's just no way to look at it. If you support if you support abortions, you're disgusting. You're fucking retarded and disgusting. Like, I don't know why this is so hard to fathom. Like, watch a video about what an abortion is and actually do research. All the biological textbooks stand with scripture about how life begins at conception and how we are all made in the image of God. You don't want to take that as face value, well then understand that life is precious. And you being a piece of shit that supports abortion, wasting your life while you help guide younger people into abortions or normalize men just sleeping with women, you're fucking disgusting. I've come to terms that with who I used to be, sleeping with women, I'm not the full aspects of a predator, but because I treated women like cum regs and just slept with them, I'm a different kind of predator. And that's what men are doing when they just sleep with women. Yes, men can do it. Yes, it doesn't affect us. But it affects us on a different aspect. From a personal level, no, it doesn't affect us. But it does hurt our character, what we stand for, our word on who we are. We're just known as a man that lies to get in between a woman's legs. It doesn't build value. Now, a man that could sleep with women but chooses not to, that is a man of character. Because he could, but he didn't. And I wish I would have saved myself, but I didn't. I'm trying to help younger men to avoid the mistakes that I've done. And I'm trying to help women, younger women particularly, to avoid listening to this world that doesn't give a shit about you. And the men that you women want to talk shit about once would have died for you for nothing. Like, this is why this has to do primarily about abortions, but I think it all stems together because men were not as bad as we used to be. I don't know. I worded that wrong. Excuse me, I'm a little bit drunk. We're not as bad as the feminists want to portray us as. I'm not saying we're perfect. I'm not saying we don't have a pound of flesh that we owe women. I'm not saying we don't need to shape up and do better. But we were not as bad as feminists back in the day wanted to paint us into. That was not like, that is a exaggerated of truth. It took this little parts from men, and I had this conversation with my brother about how like it was more on the aspects that I think men didn't hold men accountable. But that came as a double-edged sword when we allowed women to step out of their divine role and duty. We should have never. I don't support feminist ideology at all. It was never good. Not in my opinion. I mean, I think you can somewhat stretch it into maybe it needed to happen to correct things, but now, over the last 100 years, it's overcorrected shit to where it's fucked up shit in a different angle. Now women are doing this shit. And I don't think two rights make a wrong. Or I'm really drunk. I don't think two wrongs make a right. That was weird. And I'm gonna do more at just speaking. I mean, if I can actually find a website that's easy to use to where I can actually just speak and not have to worry about my language getting my account taken or people getting butthurt because they don't like my raw language. Oh, that's my problem. I can't find people that are not fucking victims in some aspects and just can't handle a good conversation to solve a problem. But, yeah. I don't believe the whole feminist crap at all. I think it was based around like 1% of truth, and it just blew out of proportion. I don't know. I just can't. I mean, from the men I know now, and even the men that I know that are not Christian and do certain things, they're still in some aspects of an honorable man. Like, he might, some of the guys and me might sleep with women and just not care, but we would never tolerate a man smacking a woman or lying to her in a matter of speaking. In some aspects you could say what I did and all that was lying, but I'm talking about full on doing it on purpose. I was a horny dude. Alright, I'm not saying that as an excuse, but I wasn't like doing it to hurt women and all that. And I just see like I was just a horny dude. Alright, you got men out there that had been affected by this feminist crap that got turned into the Casanova effect, where men, and they wouldn't focus on their relationship with God. They would spend most of their time building up resources so that they could just fuck women and not care about them. Alright, the main reason why men are supposed to work is to spread the gospel and find a wife. Or do some big aspect in society to where you're an elder and you pass on your wisdom to help younger generations to become good men. And this particularly came from men that followed God. No different than a woman that would listen to God. Oh, where did we go wrong? But, I don't know. Now I'm kind of like off track. This video was supposed to primarily do about abortions. But, like, everything ties together. And all ties together from us separating church and state. From us allowing the feminist movement to last 100 years of bullshit that we put up with. And now our society is, it's where divorce rates are skyrocketing. Women don't even divorce men, like, for rational reasons. They divorce men for stupid fucking reasons. And then they just use their emotions and children to get what they want. I don't support child support. I don't support alimony. And I definitely don't support women getting this shit without a good fucking reason that they should get it. Like, if you could prove that your man hit you obviously leave, as soon as it happens once. Put it into separation trial period. See if you can fix it for the kid. But if you can't, then then yeah, I'm fine with man, taking care of you in a matter of speaking. You're not gonna get the full aspects of lifestyle if you would have stayed with him and if he would have been a better man. But I do think he can pay a little bit to help you. I don't think you're gonna get. You're not gonna get money. And I do think we should put this money to where it should be used for the kid. You're single now. You can go get a job. You don't want to be told what to do. Go get a job. You can get a little child support to help, get clothes and shoes and food, and maybe pay some bills that if the kid is not tied to these bills, then the money doesn't get to be spent on these bills. If it's getting your nails done or buying you clothes, no, you don't get to spend my money. Fuck off. I also don't if she cheats, I don't really give a shit about child support per se. And I don't really think men getting child support from women builds great character. I think, I do think, if anything, I would say give him more veto on authority over the child. More time with the child. Especially in this day and age to where, you can go get a job doing anything. When it goes to society aspects, I do think we should start pushing daycare into jobs. All aspects of jobs, in a matter of speaking. Get rid of daycare, and start. I'm fine with companies even using the daycare as a tax write-off. I'm even fine with that. It doesn't affect the female's pay or the man's pay, but it can be used for a tax write-off for the business. I'm fine with that. And then honestly, the mom and dad could actually spend time with the kid while it's at work. It can get a lot. It can, get a first-on reaction of how a man and woman, behave in this world. Show a good example. Trying to think what else. I don't know, man. I have a lot of good ideas to help our society and civilization and families actually work right. And I do think they can be implemented even if you don't follow, God. But I think that's where you're going to get the best, I can give you good advice to help there, but my number one advice is going to have, hey, go talk to God. Bring it to him. I don't know. I'm all over the place with thought process. That video really got me, rolling with, my brain. And let's see, what else can I bring up? Yeah, in a nutshell, I'll leave it at this: is that I do see how things go on in the world are different for men and women. But I do follow scripture, and I don't tolerate. I think the best way to describe it is I do see it as men and women both not being allowed to cheat. Neither one can cheat. I don't tolerate that. I don't put up with that. But I do see women cheating worse. Main on the principle that a man is supposed to sacrifice his life for you. All he wants you to do is be pure, loyal, and submissive. And a woman is allowing another man to climb on top of her and enter her. I just think that's more fucked up. For a man, it's more on a principle level. Don't be a man and give in to your desire, your fleshly desires. Don't sleep with women, because you're disrespecting other men's daughters. You're disrespecting other men's wives. And yeah, you're doing this when I'm with a woman, but you're also like spitting in your man's face. You took vows, especially if you're married. This is even more if you're married. If you're a boyfriend and girlfriend, I think you're of the world. And if you're not living up to a traditional marriage, then you know this doesn't really like. This is just more for people that are married and take it serious. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't tolerate. I mean, I don't support men doing this behavior, but I do think it's worse if a woman does it than a man. I don't know. I'm not even plugged up. But I think I'll leave it at that and just call it, you know, a night for the video.